Study Session 2. Levels of Analysis in International Relations. Introduction. In the previous study session, we discussed the meaning, importance, and rationale for the use of theories in international relations. In this study session, we shall explore the 3 levels of analysis used in the study of international politics. The learning outcomes. When you have studied this study session, you should be able to discuss levels of analysis in international relations. Levels of analysis. Levels of analysis refer to levels of generalization that we use to help us understand highly complex problems in world politics. They mean the different ways by which international relations can be studied, which would help us to understand these relations. They also mean the levels of the factors that affect international politics. Some scholars have suggested various levels by which international relations can be analyzed range from 2 to 6. But the most popular and frequently used is the one put forward by Kenneth N. Waltz. In his book titled Man, the State, and War, Waltz suggested 3 levels of analysis. These are system-level analysis, state-level analysis, and individual-level analysis. Let us examine them. System-level analysis. System-level analysis is a view that takes a top-down approach to analyzing international politics. It is an approach to the study of world politics that argues that factors external to countries and the world political environment combine to determine the pattern of interaction among countries and other transnational actors. Therefore, it is the characteristics of the international system that cause states to behave the way they do, meaning that a change in the international system will cause a change in states' behavior. The key variable in the international system is the power of a state within the system. The system-level analysis examines state behavior by looking at the international system. On this level of analysis, the international system is a cause and state behavior is the effect. Level analysis. The state-level analysis is a view which concerns itself with the characteristics of an individual country and the impact of those characteristics on the country's behavior. It is an analytical approach that argues that it is the international attributes of a state that determine its relations with other countries in the international system. These attributes include the type of government the state operates, its levels of economic development, characteristics of its society, etc. From this point of view, therefore, it is by understanding the state that we will be able to understand how international politics operates. Individual level analysis. The individual level analysis focuses on people. It is an analytical approach that states that humans are the key factors in international relations. This is because it is human beings that make policies which will eventually affect the international system. Therefore, there is a need to examine the personality, perception, choices, and activities of policymakers. It is by understanding how people decide and make policy that we'll be able to understand how international politics operates. In other words, international relations can be explained by looking at the nature of human beings. For example, those that make state policies at the international level. The international level analysis focuses on people. It is an analytical approach that states that humans are the key actors in international relations. This is because it is human beings that make policies which will eventually affect the international system. Example of the use of levels of analysis. A good example of how levels of analysis can be used in analyzing events in international politics is the possible explanations for America's invasion of Iraq in 2003, which was put forward by Karen Mist in the book Essentials of International Relations. Individual level. Saddam Hussein was an evil leader who committed atrocities against his own people and defied the West. 2. Saddam Hussein was irrational, otherwise, he would have capitulated to the superior capability of the US and British coalition. 3. George W. Bush and his advisors have targeted Saddam Hussein and Iraq since the late 1990s. State level. 4. The United States must protect its national security and Iraq's weapons of mass destruction threatened US security. 5. Ousting the Taliban from Afghanistan was only the first step in the war on terrorism. Iraq, a known supporter of terrorism, was the second. 6. The United States must be assured of a stable oil supply, and Iraq has the world's second largest reserves. 7. The United States must not permit states who support terrorism or terrorist group access to destructive weapons. 8. It is in the U.S. national interest to build a progressive Arab regime in the region. International level. UN resolutions that condemned Iraq had to be enforced in order to maintain the legitimacy of the United Nations. A unipolar international system is uniquely capable of responding to perceived threats to the stability of the system, and the US invasion was one manifestation of this. 11. There is an international moral imperative for humanitarian intervention to oust evil leaders and install democratic regimes. You need to know that the above are just possible suggestions for the invasion of Iraq by the United States of America. This is not to say these are what really happened. What this means is that various reasons or assumptions can be put forward to interpret events that occur in the international arena. Most of the times, there are usually more than one reason for the occurrence of any event. This means that you too can actually postulate reasons for events as they occur within the international system using the various levels of analysis. In essence, levels of analysis in international relations help us to make logical deductions and also enable us to explore all categories of explanations for world events. Study session summary. In this study session, we explained different levels in the international systems. We noted that 1. Levels of analysis refer to the various levels of factors which we use to explain what's happening in international politics. Number 2, there is no agreement as to how many levels of analysis that should be used to study international politics. 3, the widely used levels of analysis are those suggested by Kenneth Waltz, which are system level, state level, and individual level. Levels of analysis help us to make logical deductions and help to explore various categories of explanation for events in the international arena. With this, we come to the end of study session 2. Thanks for listening.